Welcome back to the garden, guys. It's now 2025 and this is the morning after. Last night was reported to be the coldest night in the UK since 2010. Northern Scotland had minus 18 degrees. Thankfully not up in northern Scotland. I'm in the east of England, down in Suffolk. But I am going to guess, I haven't got the thermometer outside, but there's probably at least minus 5 or 6, as I am out in the rural part of the country, in the centre, so we don't get any of the breeze in from the slightly warmer sea. So we'll have a little walk around the garden and just see what everything's looking like. So last night is Friday night, so Saturday today. Thursday night was also as cold, maybe a degree or two warmer, so minus 3 or so. The last few nights before that were also, below freezing. It's been the coldest period we've had for quite a while, actually. All of December we didn't really have any frost, odd light touch, maybe down to about freezing at most. We did have a little flurry of snow before Christmas, but nothing like the chaps up north had, where it sat kind of 4, 5, 6 inches. Good news is I can actually hear my pond running, barely, and this is now about 9:30, so it's had a little time to thaw out, although the sun today is not out. It was very foggy this morning, whereas yesterday it was really bright, crisp, and the sun melted the snow and the ice that had formed on the ground reasonably quickly. But yeah, that's a good sign. At least because I forgot to turn the pump off, at least it is still moving some water. The tree fern at the back there, I did actually, before Thursday night, because I knew it was going to be cold, just stuck some mesh in the top. I haven't got fleece, but that will just keep the frost off of the centre of the crown. Schefflera is looking okay. Obviously eucalyptus, but I do keep mostly hardy things, so it's only a few plants I am concerned about. The Tetrapanax here, we'll have to see where it goes back down to. Obviously it's not been long periods so far. Daytime temperatures have been above freezing to help thaw it out. So yeah, we'll see. Some little mushrooms growing on there, cute little things. So we'll see, but you can see where it's been cut back previous years. I normally lose some of the height. My Echium, it looks pretty sad at the moment, but I know from yesterday when it did thaw out, the colour actually comes back into these leaves, and even these couple of little seedlings don't look horrifically bad. They probably won't make it because they're tiny, but yeah, I don't have fleece, as I say, so an old compost bag basically got dumped over this, and some of the lovely ice crystals forming on there though. Really pretty at this time of year. Everything that's got water in it basically flops over because it just gets frozen, and then once it thaws out it comes back up again. I was saying to my wife yesterday, I'm quite surprised this Salvia amistad, even after Wednesday night into Thursday, I guess, this actually was still really quite healthy and green. It's not got lots of protection, it's got a little bit from the trachea, a little bit from the fencing there, and obviously the house is just here, but that had come through multiple below freezing, so we'll see whether that bounces back. I've got cuttings indoors, and obviously they're pretty easy to get hold of. The barbecue area is a bit of a state, but it's all looking fine at the moment. Greenhouse is covered in a good layer of frost. I've been doing a little bit of work, so we'll go around the garden over here, basically just clearing the beds and getting them ready for spring. The euphorbia did die, that rotted off in the end, so I'll have to find something, and it looks like something's decided to have a good old munch on this, so I'm going to have to protect that. That's Unido, the cherry tree. That's the other one that thankfully looks like it's been left alone this year. So I've done a little bit of clearing in here, but it started to freeze over in the ground too much, so I've had to kind of leave the weeds and the shorter grass. I've just pulled out the longer stuff. Cleared away all of the old fence panels that I put up here just to keep the rabbits off, and as you can see, it doesn't take them long to jump in and try and get in at the roots. This bed is all fine. So this was the first year that I've had the Roscoias. You can see, I think they're in there somewhere. I've put an extra bit of soil over them to help protect them. So hopefully this will be a good kind of test to see how well they cope with really cold weather. And I'm just wondering whether that looks like possibly rabbit damage, which I don't really want on this lovely Acer. So again, might have to be looking to protect that. Joys of rabbits in the garden. Clematis armandii looks to be doing very well. Clematis honeysuckle, sorry, on the other side. It will thaw out and be fine. This banana will be dead, I expect. It's too small to survive this. And I'm not sure, we've had a deer in the garden, so this is either rabbit or muntjac damage, and it's actually getting worse again. So something's obviously coming in, but I can't blame them this cold weather. There's probably not lots of food for them and more rabbit holes. But yeah, the weather, you can see probably just about, there is a tree line out the back there, but you can just about see it. It is really foggy and it is very, very cold. My hands are actually starting to hurt holding the phone. So we're going to walk back up to the garden and we will just call it at that. Stuff in the greenhouse. I did bring my cycad in. It's been out up until 2 nights ago. Once I knew we had the really cold weather, I did just bring it in. So I'll stick my head in the greenhouse and just see what everything looks like. Oh, he says it might be frozen shut. Yep, that's frozen shut. So let's see if we can yeah, I see greenery in there, so things are still okay. Yeah, that's how cold it is. Very cold. So I'll go over to the back by the tiki and then finish the video there, and I'm going to go back inside and get a warm cup of tea in me, I think, and pull the blanket over on the sofa. It's one of those days. It's been one of those days for a few days now though, but nice thing is the bamboo, it doesn't really give a monkeys about this cold weather. Snow does do physical damage to them, it bends them over and can snap the canes, but the frost just looks really pretty on them. It gives them a variegation almost on the outside of the leaves. We'll see how the hardy impatiens does. That should be hardy, so we'll see whether it comes back in spring. Everything here is looking okay. This Muhlenbeck also looks really pretty with a little bit of frost around it. Everything here should be hardy. The gunner over the back there has been taken back. The loquat is nice and hardy as well. It's shielded a bit by these. So yeah, that is the coldest night in the UK for 15 years. Let's hope we don't have too many more this winter, and I will see you when the weather starts to warm up again.